Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Component Carousel. I am so glad that you are here. My name is Alex Trost. I will be your host today, and with us today is Ryan Mulligan. How you doing, Ryan?
Good, good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, and the chat's here. Hey, hello. We got Lucy. We got Peruvian Idol. We got Rado Fox. Rod. You know I'm saying hi to you, Rado. I'm very glad you're here. I'm sorry that I'm bad at deciphering names and saying them real quick on stream. But Ryan, I'm thrilled to have you here. I've covered some of your work in Front End Horse. Specifically, we did an article for your the Super help me out. Superfly, right?
Oh, the Missy Elliott,
Missy
yeah,
Elliott.
Super
What's the
Duper
name of that
Fly.
song? Super Duper Fly. Thank you. I was blanking on the name of the Missy song. We got Adam Kuhn and Christopher in the chat. Oh, fantastic! But yeah, I've been a huge fan of your stuff for a while. And in fact, half of me wanted to have you on just to play guitar here because I remember seeing your tweets where you make fantastic music. So you're a very talented person, very good guy. Yeah, I'm thrilled to have you here. So this is Component Carousel. If you are not familiar, chat, the whole concept of Component Carousel is that we make over a site every week with one component. So this month's website, the whole theme is Grim Reaper's used cars, and I'm gonna switch over to the actual site that we have right now, and you can see the components that we have built so far. I made a silly little hero image here. It's not that special, but it's got a little joke, and I thought it was kind of funny. Louis Hobrex made a fantastic Unsplash and Voice API, and Steph's here. Awesome. Unsplash and Voice API search. So yellow car. I shouldn't have been talking there, but still,
You got the whole thing.
it worked, right? Because I can't stop talking or talk at the right times, right? But yeah, so it picked up on what I was saying and it searched Unsplash and brought back these images. Super fun. That was a great first episode. And then last week, with Jamie Coulter, we built out this really sweet car slider that basically kind of like showcases these cars that Jamie put together. And the cool thing is that this is completely based off of checkboxes. So these arrows are actual labels for those checkboxes. And the entire thing is just based off of CSS and HTML. There's no JavaScript going on there. It's super cool. And so we have two components left for this month. I'm going to refresh this page. Oops, I refreshed the chat over there instead. Glad that didn't like break anything. I don't know what refreshing OBS would do, but I think we're still live. We are still live. Cool. But I've got this random deal thing where you can click and get a prize, and then I've got this share modal. Today we're going to be making over this random deal component, and then next week with Darren Senef, we're going to make over this share these deals with a friend component. So right now, this is what this is doing. Cool. Like, that's kind of fun, right? Like you click a button, you find out what random thing you get. But Ryan, I think we can do better, man.
Yeah, that's a good deal, though.
I
Let's just
mean, a free
see
tire
that.
change. I mean, yeah, off the top of my head, that sounded like a car thing. You can tell I'm not a car person because free, I think I meant
Neither
free
am I.
oil change. But free tire change, just like you change in one. Are we gonna just swap one tire? I don't know what that is,
All new tires.
but anyway, this is kind of boring, and I think you've got a much better, more dynamic and animation heavy solution for us.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know where you want to get started, but I think one thing that we could do is add so it's going to be a wheel, right? That's what we're trying to do. That's the
Cool.
the end goal here. So I think what we want to do is have each prize have its own color and then have it be angled on this wheel, and we'll have it spin, and it lands on the prize and you get that prize.
Like a
So
Wheel of
in
Fortune
terms,
kind of setup, right? Where it's
for
spinning
sure.
around and there's a bunch of wedges, and whichever one the little ticker stops on, that's your prize, right?
For sure. Yeah. And we want to
Awesome.
like make it fun, have it animate, all that stuff.
Awesome.
So I think if you want to get started, maybe we update this data in the CMS. Because
Cool.
right now you just have the prize coming through, right? Just a
Yeah,
string.
we just have a bunch of strings. I do have a free
Hmm.
oil change too, but apparently I also thought you could change tires, so that's a thing. So actually, before we get started, I think I'm jumping the gun a little bit. First off, yes, people are noticing that there is a awesome giveaway going on. So please hit !enter like Christopher just did, like Ali Pixel just did. Ali, good to see you. Thank you for being here. And make sure you enter this raffle because at the end, we're not going to be doing it by spinning a prize wheel, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I don't have a cool setup like Ryan does, but we will be doing a raffle. Honestly, we should probably build that. Should probably build it at the end. All the names get added onto a wheel. That might be like a next week thing. That'd be pretty cool.
You could
Um,
just use this, really.
right? Yeah, I might look into this. Yeah. Um, so Bruno Simone's 3JS course is fantastic. You definitely want this. Go ahead, enter. It is a free entry. All you got to do is just type !enter and you are in. Like Alan just did. Thank you so much. And Ryan, I didn't even give you the chance to introduce yourself so that the chat kind of knows a little bit more about you. So do you want to go ahead and do that?
Sure, yeah, yeah. So I'm Ryan. Uh,
Nice.
I most thank you. It's a good start. I think you probably know me mostly from all the CodePen stuff I do. I spend a lot of time on there. Not as much as I used to, but that's where most of my stuff is going. So uh, I find using CodePen has been a really good place for me to just get like random ideas I have out, or if I'm just like in the mood to learn something new, this is the way to do it. So I just got really involved in this because of the great community of people. So many awesome people that you can interact with that. So I think that's what got me really engaged with that. So, in terms of my day job, I work for a travel company as a UI engineer. But this is like the fun stuff I do outside of that, right? So this is what kind of keeps me engaged with coding and learning new stuff all the time. So
That's awesome. Yeah, and your code pen is just so many fun things. Some stuff that I honestly haven't even I have not seen all of these. I feel like I've seen everyone's stuff. Like even Adam in the chat, I'm like, oh yeah, like because I'm a fan of so many people on CodePen, right? And I'm sure you're the same way, where like you just go through and you can spend all day in someone else's CodePen. But yeah, there's always stuff where you're
yeah,
like,
for
when did
sure.
you make this? This is incredible. So yeah, there's always some great stuff in here, and I'm a huge fan of all your work. So check out Ryan's CodePen when you get a chance, chat. But don't leave here. Not now. No. Stay here. We're doing a thing live. All right. Don't leave. Hold on. But yeah, Ryan, great to have you here. Thank you so much for that awesome intro.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
now, as you were saying, we need to update our data because we have just text here. What else do we want to add? We want to add a color, you said, and what else?
Yeah, we want to get a color in there, and then we have a an illustration that we're going to animate. So like in the center of the wheel, we'll have the Grim Reaper himself that my lovely partner actually did an illustration for. So
It's so
we
good.
got to work together on that, like add animations to it. So like when it hits like let's say free car, like he's like in shock because he doesn't want to give you that free car.
Love it.
So we have some fun stuff with that. So yeah, so we'll have a color. So with the text, we'll have color. I don't know what Prismic has. If you can just like have a color wheel that you can choose a color from.
Oh, we've got it all. We no.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
we got a color
Yeah,
picker.
great.
I'm gonna add that
So,
color,
mhm.
and just gonna add color for the label, and then you said reaction, right?
Reaction, correct. Yeah.
Cool.
So, and we'll use that for the animation. And
Awesome.
like that could, we only have a set of animations. So I don't know if you want to do like a select list of like a very confined list of animations, or it could just be a
Oh yeah,
string.
that's actually a really good call. So wait for that to save. Let's actually remove that. Let's do a select field. That makes a lot of sense. That way
Perfect.
it cuts
Yeah.
back on potential for me to screw it up because chances are that's what's going to happen. So what are our options here?
Yeah, we got resting. So that'll be like his default.
Cool.
RESTING. Yep. And then we got dancing. That's when he's
Awesome.
feeling good. It's a good prize. We got laughing. That's when it's a prize that's just really awful for you.
Nice.
Um, like eternal damnation, if it's that.
Schadenfreude,
Uh,
I think we call that, right? Yeah. It's a bit of enjoyment at the cost of others. Perfect.
and then the last one is shocked.
Shocked. Awesome. And then reaction.
Yeah,
Use first value as default. Yep, we want resting to be the default
perfect.
placeholder. Oh, we're good. Cool, we can save that and save it to file system, and then we're gonna push that up to Prismic.
Awesome.
Model was saved. Yeah, that's expected because we don't have. Interesting. 403. Why is that happening real quick? Am I not logged in? I might not be logged in. That's what it is. That's what a 403 is, right? Let me real quick, Prismic. Let me do this off screen real quick. Sorry about this. Prismic, login. I think it is. Let me try login like that. There we go. Nope, I don't want to update. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, no worries.
Happens.
Yeah,
Right?
so in terms of the reactions, while you're doing that, I can talk about that. With the illustration, we actually have a data attribute we'll pass that string into. So like it'll start off resting, and then like when the deal wheel hits a particular prize and gets that reaction from that prize, it'll set that to that attribute.
Sorry, I know you're probably talking for the chat, but could you say that one more time just so
Yeah, yeah,
in
for
case I
sure.
need to hear that?
For sure. Yeah. So I was
Cool.
just talking about the reaction. So like when we set that, that's going to be set to an inline SVG or however we do it. I don't know if you're going to
Awesome.
use like SVGR or whatever, but we can
Yeah.
just like plop it in. And then
Perfect.
that SVG has a an attribute data reaction on it, which defaults to resting. So you'll see him kind of just hanging out. And then when it hits the prize, it'll grab that value, that reaction value. So
Perfect.
laughing would replace that.
Awesome. All right. So we've got our data up on Prismic. We can check this out. And this should, if I'm thinking about it right, yep, should have populated with these kinds of with these prices. So do we want to kind of should I just eyeball it, or do you want to send me a list of colors?
I could send you the list I have. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I have it in mind where the text is just white, or I think
Yeah. All
is
right.
it black or white? I
For
can't remember,
for
but
for now, do you want me to just kind of like eyeball a few, and we'll do it ugly, but
for sure.
then um just to so that the chat doesn't have
I think
to
that's fine.
sit. I'm just gonna kind of go a little bit random at first, and then we'll kind of come back through. Um, what's the thing of like, just get it working, then
We'll
right?
tweak after. Yeah,
Yeah, like just kind of get it up and running, especially for the live stream. Gotta just show the people kind of what the idea is, and then the refining of it's always fun after that. All right, I'm doing pretty saturated, but maybe we don't want it to be. I'm not sure what kind of color palette we're going for, but these are some vibrant colors here.
perfect.
We'll do shocked. Cool. Let's keep those same. Um, these prizes are kind of like intentionally not death related. It's the whole thing of like the makeover show where it's like these are kind of boring, tame things. They're not very funny. Chat. That's where you're going to come in. So start thinking of ways or of prizes for this prize wheel that you would expect the Grim Reaper to put on there, right? Like I don't know, a trip on the river Styx or free car, right? But like all kinds of fun stuff. Use your imagination, chat. We are counting on you. We're absolutely counting on you. So from here, let's go over to our code. That's the Grim Neck Component Carousel. So let's head to our code and nope. I think we're good here. Yarn dev, cool. Localhost. All right, sweet. So what do we want to do first? We've got our deal wheel here, and this is just what it is right now. It's this it pulls in the list from Prismic, and it goes through and it picks a random one. What do we kind of want to work on here? Free Scythe, Death by Final Destination, Car Crash. Oh, chat's already lighting it up. I love it. Keep it coming, chat.
I can't even see it, but
All
sounds
good.
great. Cool. Yeah. Let's see. We have the colors in here. We could start with so the way I did this, maybe not the most ideal, but the way I kind of approached it was adding it as a conic gradient, right? So we
Yep.
kind of have the conic gradient where we can set each slice based on its it's based on the prize slice size or the degrees. right?
honestly, that's the best solution because I was thinking through. I'm like, how is he going to do this? Is he going to be squashing divs and rotating them and then some kind of like hidden overlay with a border rate? I did not have the kind of gradient thing. And Peruvian Idol, thank you for subscribing. Whoa, thank you for the subscription, Peruvian Idol. That's fantastic. Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That
It's
really helps. But yeah, no. So conic gradients, absolutely what this is built for. I think you did the perfect thing. So let's roll with it.
awesome.
Also, we
Well,
can gut this whole thing. Like, don't think that you need to like tweak and touch. We can just gut it.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if let's see. Maybe we start with creating the wheel itself.
Cool.
So where
All
are we
right.
in? What are we at right now? So this
We
is the
have.
index for deal wheel. So this is the wheel itself. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll just have a parent wrapper. Like I have just a div, the class deal wheel.
Cool. So
So I don't know if you
for ease, we'll
got
just gut that just so that we're kind of like not dancing around it. So cool. So we got deal wheel. Awesome.
mhm. Yeah, inside that we'll have a UL, and then I'll have a class of spinner. So that'll
Okay.
be the actual spinner part. And
Cool.
so the deal wheel is like the entire component, right? And we'll have the spinner, then we'll have the trigger. So inside the spinner is where we're going to render the prizes, right?
Awesome.
So I don't know if you want to just comment that for now, but then underneath that, we can add a little cap. So it's going to be on top of the wheel, and that'll house the illustration of the Reaper.
Cool. What
So
element?
yeah, use a figure for that.
Cool.
So that'll surround an SVG.
And you want it to be cap for the class?
Cap, yeah.
Cool.
That's what I called it.
Awesome.
Top cap. Yeah, and this is where we're going to render that illustration. So we'll just inline SVG that
Cool.
guy.
Do you want to like import that from a second thing because it's probably pretty complex? Do you want to have like a second component for that?
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I guess if you want to just like create like SVG, deal wheel SVG or Reaper, it's
Is,
fine. Yeah, that's
is
great.
cool. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can do React component and just kind of import that. Do you want to drop the Reaper SVG to me in Discord
yeah, let me
in
do
our
that.
little chat?
Yep.
Dyson Soul Sucker. Oh man, they got some good prizes in chat going. I'm loving that. That's really good. Yeah, and Scott Heckle, thank you for following. Thank you. I think that was a follow, right? Gotta start paying more attention. All right, cool. So pulling this up. Oh, so good. It's just so good. All right, so I'm copying the SVG, right?
Just the SVG. Yeah.
Cool. Then we can do SVG to JSX. And
Oh, that's great. There you
yeah,
go.
this doesn't work every time. It's weird. Where SVG R seems to work more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Don't know
It's
why one
a little
breaks.
grainy for me, but I'm sure it's great.
Got it. Yeah. This is good for you though, right? Like you can read this just fine.
Yeah, that's
Okay, cool.
perfect.
Just making sure. All right, great. So we've got our Reaper, and then if we inline this, oh, I meant to. There we go. Got that auto import, I think. Yep, we did.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. Let me just see
Yeah, and
if we see it.
I guess we'll want to pass that reaction into the Reaper too, right?
Props is not defined.
Oh,
That makes sense. Let me just make sure that. So it's got props. Oh, and reaction. Yeah. Good
mm-hmm.
call. So let's get rid of this. Does it have it
Yeah.
here as a data attribute somewhere?
Yep,
And
line 7 there, that data react.
cool.
Yeah,
So
just change
reaction.
that to reaction. And then
Awesome.
maybe if you want to set a default, you want to do like an or statement in there, or if you want to set the default on top.
Do we want to do that here, or do we want to? Yeah, I guess we can do it here. And then here, I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be some use state, right? Like we're going to set that as state, probably.
That's true. Yeah,
Cool. So we
just use
can
that.
do that reaction, and then set reaction, and then that'd be resting as the default.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. So I mean, having
Perfect.
the default here just makes it more reusable elsewhere, right? Like that's not bad. Cool. And then we can pass that in as reaction. Don't know why I didn't just paste it. I already copied it. Cool. All right. So let's see. Oh, look at that. The styles are breaking out. So I've got to scope them a bit more. That's really funny. That actually looks pretty badass though. Like that's just a red car. That came out looking way more like hellish than
That's awesome.
yeah. So we gotta fix some stuff here. I'm guessing some oh, so what
It's
so are there styles in here?
There are, yeah. So this
Uh
is like just the export from Illustrator.
Got it.
We should have
Yeah,
broke that
so
out. But
that's probably just I'm just gonna go through and like do like a select all real quick and
mhm.
Reaper because I'm assuming this was also made in Illustrator and has those same like default prefixes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's lazy on my part.
cool. No. That's not no. That's totally fine. I would have done the same exact thing. I would not have thought of that. Cool. So now we just need to kind of add some dimensions because it's taking up no height. But yeah, we're looking good.
Yeah, and we can have that set via how did I do it here? Let's see. I think it's just via the cap, right? So we can just target that SVG that way. Or we
Cool.
just have the SVG have a width on it if we wanted to. But
Yeah, we can do either.
let's see what we got.
Yeah, let's just give it a height just to check to make sure it's coming in. 500 width. There we go. Chat, how good is this Reaper? Ryan's partner illustrated this, and then Ryan, you animated it, right? And we're gonna get into that a bit later.
Right, yeah.
I'm sure
Oh, it's
they
so
had a
great. I love
hand
it.
in like the animations and everything, right? But yeah. Also, your wedding site. I'm not gonna like drop it in chat and like dox you or whatever, but you had some great animations on there and everything. But yeah, what an awesome team! It's just so
It's
good.
super fun, yeah.
They nailed the Grim Reaper and sleazy car salesman, cigar aviators. Just nailed it. Like the vibe is perfect. So, all right, I'll stop gushing and we'll keep moving.
Yeah, and then I guess we don't need to pull those styles over. The one thing with the Reaper, well, there's a couple things, but maybe we could come back to that. But we want to just make sure that the overflow is visible because when the Reaper, like one where when he's shocked, his body moves down,
Got
and
it.
that key moves outside the view box, right? So that's like
Cool.
one way we can combat that.
Where would we put that?
That could be, I don't know if you want to inline style it. I
You
never
tell
like
me.
doing that,
Whatever
but
you want to do.
yeah, we could just do that for now.
Right
No,
on
you
the
know what? No,
SVG.
yeah, just do that. That's fine.
You sure? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Style. Uh, overflow visible.
Right. Yep.
Cool. All right. Sounds good.
Or unless
And
you have like
he's
I don't
gone
know
for
if
the
you're using Tailwind with that. I don't know if there's like a Tailwind
good call.
utility
There
class you could do
is.
instead.
We can pop that on there. We do have Tailwind in here. So there we go. Good call. That's a bit cleaner. All right. Nice. So now what?
Cool. Yeah. So we'll come back to the animations, I guess. Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
kind of save that the best part for last.
Yeah. We can
Um,
put that cherry on the cake later.
yeah. Why don't we try to get um, what should we do next? Let's try to get that conic gradient going. That'd be
Cool.
nice to see.
That sounds
So
great.
maybe if we can start with getting some of the styles for the deal wheel. So like just the general styles. And that's something I can just pass on to you, or we can just like code it out together.
Yeah. Whichever you think. Yeah. So if you think that it's just kind of like some boilerplate stuff and it's not exactly like the most interesting part, let's just pop that in there so that we can get to the juicy bits.
Yeah, I think
Because
there's some
yeah.
cool stuff in there. Maybe we just start with let's see. So we don't need that. Yeah, why don't we just start doing like the deal wheel class? I kind of want to talk through that because I think there's some interesting stuff with the CSS grid that we're doing.
Cool. So where are we touching that? So is this going to be in the SCSS primarily?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to bring this back to full, and we can go over here and do deal wheel. Cool.
Perfect. Yeah, so I start off, I'm using, we'll set a size for it. So I'm using a size with a clamp function in CSS.
Okay.
So what's kind of nice about that is we can have it like sized down, like I have it at, well, we'll just write it and we'll talk about it. So if
Sounds
we do
good.
a size variable,
Oh,
dash
okay.
dash size,
I'm like, I don't know the size property. That makes a lot more sense.
yeah, and then clamp, and then, yep. And then we'll do 250 pix, comma, I have 80 vmin here. So that's like our preferred,
Cool.
and then comma, and then we'll do a max of 700 pix.
Okay, so do I type max,
Nope,
or is that
just
okay?
type 700,
Now, can
700
you?
pix.
I haven't used clamp. Okay, so clamp. So 250 is the minimum. 80 is the desired, and 700 px is the max. Is that right?
Correct, yeah. So anytime it can be 80 vmin, it's going to be until it hits one of those two values in
Cool.
either direction.
Cool.
Yep. So cool. Yeah, and then we'll just do let's see, display grid. So I'm
Display
going to
grid.
use that size variable a lot.
Awesome.
So we're going to add a grid gap, and we're going to calc on the size. So what's kind of nice about this, and I tend to do this a lot, is I'll reuse this where we can just say, so do calc, and then var size, right? And this is all eyeballing area. So we'll do
Yeah.
like divided by 20,
Cool.
right? So like anytime we change the size, the grid gap's going to respond to that, right?
Nice.
So that's kind of what we want there. And then we're going to align the items. So we'll just do align item center. And then this is kind of the fun part. So one way to do this where we have like the wheel and like the text, like the prizes going around, and then like the illustration in the center is like how I used to do it in the past, is like absolutely positioning things. But what's kind of cool with grid is I'll create template areas and then position things that way. So you're
Awesome.
going to write grid template areas.
They're so handy, right? Like
Oh
just
yeah,
to because like when there's like a bunch of like span 1/5, it doesn't click here as much. But if I can like say exactly where the image is going, just mentally for me, it just makes a lot of sense.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So hit enter and let's write quotes spinner. So like this is where the spinner is going to go, and then hit enter again after the quote, and
Oh
then
yeah,
do
after cool.
Trigger.
Cool.
And that's where, or like actions I've thought about. I kind of went back and forth, but it's just a button, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. So then now that we got that, let's create a new rule set. So it's going to be deal wheel, and then we'll, oh, we're in CS. That's right. Sorry, I'm looking at CSS. Yeah. So it'll just be the what is that? The less than sign, or greater than rather.
Okay. Cool.
Arrow.
So we're
Yeah.
going down. Got it.
So selecting direct siblings,
Yeah.
or direct children rather. So asterisk. So we're just going to select all of them, right? And we're going to say like everything's just going to be grid area spinner. And then
Do I need quotes for that? I always forget.
no,
I
no.
don't think so, right? Just spinner.
Yeah, it's a little confusing, but yeah, no quotes for that. So get rid of that last quote. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. And then another rule set under that, we'll have for the button spin. So like I have like btn dash spin, but
So
whatever your flavor is for that.
like that.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. And then that'll be grid area trigger. And then I have a
and Ryan, this is all about your flavor, man. I want your flavor in this. I'm
okay.
coming up with the garbage components to start with. You're coming in and adding the Ryan Mulligan flavor. This is more your
Fair
show
enough.
than it is mine. So feel free to
Sure.
say we're doing it this way.
Cool. Well, we're doing it this way. Let's see. So, and then with the button, we want to justify that. So we'll do justify self-center.
Cool.
Self-center. So what's cool about using grid this way is now like all the spinner stuff is going to be on the top row, right? So like the way we have the template areas split out like that's going by row. So spinner's the top row, trigger is the next row, right? So like all of our stuff inside the spinners. So like we're going to have like a little ticker thing, and then like the Grim Reaper, and then the prizes. That's just going to exist on that one. And then we can use like the place items and alignment properties to actually like align all that stuff, which is
Right.
really cool. And then
So
of course the
we're doing
button.
that because it's easy to put things on top of each other with grid, right? So like
Exactly.
it's easy for multiple things to take up the same spot with grid.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yep. So yeah, so you don't have to do all those like tricks to get things centered with like position absolute, doing
Yeah.
like the top and left 50% and translate it back 50%.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Um, so yeah, so that's been a lot of fun playing around with that. So yeah, so we got that. So with the spinner, we'll create that now if you want to add dot spinner.
Yeah. And I'm gonna scope everything inside this deal wheel area. Is that
Yeah,
yeah, cool?
yeah, that's perfect.
Is
Yeah.
anything outside of that? I think it's all going to be inside of this, right? Or should I do one up here? That's no,
No,
it's all
everything's
cool.
in.
All right, just checking.
Yeah, it's all encapsulated
Cool.
for sure.
All right, you said spinner, right?
Yeah, yeah. Let's do. I lost my spot. All right, there we go. So spinner, we'll do a position relative, um, display grid. Then we're gonna align item center, and then
And Steph in the chat, who is fantastic with grid and just is such a knowledgeable person, says that she highly approves of this use of grid, one of her faves. So you have a
oh,
big thumbs up from her. That's awesome.
that's big. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Thanks, Steph. Um, cool. Yeah. So with the spinner, we're gonna give this a template area as well. So grid template areas spinner.
Oops. Here we go.
And that's in quotes.
Right.
Quote that guy.
Cool.
Cool. And then what else do we got? We got a width and height. So this will be our size CSS variable. So width is var size, height is var size.
Width is size. Okay, so they're both the same for our
Yep.
size. Cool.
Yep. That's it.
And then height.
Or block size and inline size if you wanted to get more into the logical properties. I don't think this kind of component would be turning and needs real writing modes, but you never know.
Interesting. I'm not sure what you mean, but I also don't want to hold you up. So I would love to hear more about that later.
It's
Yeah.
a whole
Cool.
different topic.
Cool.
But look up logical properties in CSS.
Awesome.
They're really awesome. Cool. So then we're gonna add a transform to this, and this is where kind of the some of the magic's gonna happen. But
cool.
We'll get to that soon. This will be a rotate, and then we're gonna calc that, and that'll be a var dash dash rotate. And then we'll give it a default value because what I'm doing is kind of like setting the spinner because like we don't want it to just line up exactly. We want it to be like a little bit off. Nice. So we're gonna just give it a default of what did I do? 25. So comma 25.
Is there a comma? Yeah, I always forget which CSS properties have commas and which don't because it feels like they're just, I don't know. Some do, some don't. To separate values. Cool.
I know I had changed this too, but we have we're multiplying that by 1 degree, so we can actually get the degrees on there, right? Get the that'll be outside of the.
Ah, cool. That makes sense.
Outside of the var.
That's inside the calc. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Looks good.
Cool. All right. What else do we got? We got a little border radius, so we're gonna make it a circle.
On the
so
spinner.
Border radius. Mm-hmm. Border radius 50%. That'll get us our nice circle.
Cool.
And then I have a box shadow here, and that's just to kind of add a little.
Yeah.
Little like border-esque type thing to it. So this is going to be inset. And then we got 0, 0, 0. And then we're going to calc the spread on it. So that'll be var size divided by 40. So again, this is all just like eyeballing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
But what's nice is
if you use the Pythagorean theorem to come up with that box shadow, I'd make fun of you. So don't worry about the eyeballing part.
And then after that, I'm still gonna HSL, so
cool.
You could do whatever you want to do. I know SAS has like you could do RGBA if you want with black.
Oh, good.
But I have it.
Yeah.
We'll just do this. Sorry. So it's gonna be 0, then 0%, 0% for black.
Okay.
Cool. And then comma for the alpha. Sorry, HSLA.
Cool.
So and we'll comma, and that'll be 0.06. So just like a nice light border.
Awesome.
How's that looking? Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's still
Cool.
going to be coming on only our Reaper guy on it because we don't really have like the full spinner yet, but it looks like that looks solid.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get to the Reaper guy there.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Cool. So then the spinner. So we'll do spinner, and then we're going to target all the everything inside it, right? So spinner, asterisk. So I guess
Okay.
in your case,
Or
just the asterisk.
okay, so not even got it.
Yep. Just everything inside it. We're going to
Cool.
say grid area spinner. So it's kind of like what we did above. I mean, we can use the caret if we wanted to, or what have you. The not caret, the greater than.
Okay.
Um,
I'll
cool.
follow your
So we got
example.
that.
Cool.
Yeah. So we got that. All right. And then we're gonna add a prize. So let's get these prizes going.
And that's inside the asterisk or inside the spinner.
Oh no, that's that'll be its own thing. So we'll
Okay,
come
cool.
back out of this. Yeah, I don't like nesting too deep with SAS, so I try to like limit that to 3 if I can.
Makes sense.
Cool.
Good
That'll
tip.
be position relative, display flex, align item center. Cool. And basically what that's going to do is just align the text inside the prize container.
Cool.
And then we have padding on it. So the padding, this is kind of fun. It's going to be padding. We're going to do just a shorthand, get all the sides. It's going to be 0 for the top. And then we're going to calc and use that bar size divided by 6.
Cool.
0 for the bottom. And then calc bar size divided by 20.
Cool.
So certainly could do padding right, left as well, but
That's cool.
that's what I did. And then we're gonna change the width and height of the prize to be 50%. And so that's just gonna be 50% of the spinner or the deal wheel container, right? And that'll like line it up, and then we're gonna actually use JavaScript to like rotate everything as it
Cool.
goes around.
All right. Nice.
So let's add the transform origin on this. We're
All
going
right.
to say transform dash origin. That'll be center right. So rotating from center right. And then transform will be rotate with a var rotate.
Okay, so transform. Sorry, Adam in the chat just confused me. So, thank you for following, Rodofluxor. I'm still botching that. But then Adam says, "What fresh hell is this Groupon clicker? Yikes! What are you talking about, Adam? I don't know what is. I don't know.
To get an advertisements,
I see
Twitch
above.
advertisements.
Is someone with the cookie value group wheel group? Okay, Peruvian Idol posted reminds me of the nightmarish clicky we made at Groupon a long time ago. Got it. Okay, sorry, I didn't click the link because streaming and stuff. Made a prize wheel Groupon. It was hideous.
Sorry to bring up bad memories.
That's so funny. All right, sorry. I just had to figure out like what's going on with Groupon in the chat. All right, cool. Transform. You're
This
saying
would be a rotate with a var rotate. So we'll set this property in JavaScript. Yep,
cool.
You got it. And then I have a user select none, so you can't select the text.
Okay, so. Cool. Smart. All right, cool.
Cool. Yeah, let's move on to the cap. I think we're almost done with some of this stuff. I can just like start sending some of these rule sets to you. If that's easier.
If you want to send some over, do not click. Okay, I'm not going to click it. Adam says that. Love it and want more weird, tacky hideousness on the web, Christopher says.
I mean, yeah, I'll kind of speed up this part.
Cool. So should I click that code pen and copy out?
Yeah, here, so go down to line 77. We'll just kind of move this a little bit faster. So we got the cap there. You'll see like I'm setting a cap size, and like the cap is where the illustration is going to be. So that'll size that. The select you don't need. That's just coming from because I'm importing that HTML into this code pen.
Got it. Ticker. Should I grab ticker?
Grab ticker.
Okay. Button spin.
Yep.
Cool.
Button spin, button focus, all that fun stuff.
All right, cool. And we'll talk through this just to make sure that we get to the juicy stuff because this is all good, but I know you've got some really great things in here. Button spin this one too.
Yeah.
And we only have an hour and a half, and we're already halfway through, so I'm
Right.
sure we definitely get to that.
Right.
Cool. Spinning item.
Cool.
Should I grab this stuff too?
All that stuff.
All
Yeah.
right. Cool. All right. And
So, and I can talk through this real quick.
Cool. Yeah. So we can go back to copy and kind of talk about what we're seeing here.
Yeah. So the cap is just setting. Yeah. There you go. So it's going to set the size of the illustration and set it in the center based on that grid stuff. The ticker is, we didn't add it yet in the HTML or in the JSX, so we got to add that.
Little, like,
but that'll be
right. The little cool.
Yeah. Yep. And then with what do we got? Button spin is going to be your button, so we didn't add that yet. And then we have just some light. Like I like having the offset a little bit off, so
cool.
Outline offset's really good for that. We'll keep the default offset and some active disabled classes. And then the fun part of this, the way this started was trying to do as much as possible in CSS. And that's like always my mindset for whatever reason. I know it's not always ideal, but that's what I did. So like with the actual spin itself, we're actually controlling that with CSS. We're not doing that in JavaScript. So what's going to happen is we're going to add that is spinning class when we click the button, and that'll apply the spin to it. But then the spin itself, like the rotation, that'll get set to that CSS variable, and we'll see that soon. And that'll actually be like a huge number. Like we have like some inertia that gets applied to, and that'll cause it to spin and slow down.
That's awesome.
And we get the prize.
That's so cool.
So that's what all that stuff is. And then this selected is going to be for the text. Yeah. So when it lands on a prize, it'll run this, and it'll kind of like pop up the text and do like a little bounce.
I'm excited for it.
Fun bounce to it.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So let's move on. Let's finish up the HTML, I guess. Get that stuff done.
All right. Sounds good. So we got our UL. We've got commented out spot for the prizes. Do you want to work on the prizes?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's going to be, I guess we're going to map through that, right? I don't know if you want to just create a new component. It's up to you.
We can probably just do it here, I think. I don't think it's going to be, let's just do it here. And
cool.
if we need to, I just for like complex SVGs, just because that's so like verbose.
So big.
It just starts to clutter up the file. So if it starts to get big, we can break it out for sure. Are we doing it now live? So we're going to map over the items that are coming in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Slice.items, I think it is. Let me just double check that real quick. Log, slice. Let's just see what we're getting in here. Object, items. Yep. There's our 10% off, our color, and our reaction. Awesome.
Perfect.
So
cool.
Slice.items, yeah.
Let's see. So where do we go? Yeah. So let's say slice items and then map over that, right?
Yeah. And
then we can just, I guess, just destructure the values there. So we're gonna have, gosh, what is it? Text,
color,
title,
reaction.
Color.
I think there's
perfect.
3.
And then I think that's it. I don't think we need to add an index. Maybe we will, but anyway.
Let's just throw it in for giggles.
For good measure. Cool. Yeah.
And then
cool.
List item.
That's right. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, give that a class of prize. This will have a couple things on it. So class name, right?
Okay.
And then this has a data attribute on it. That's why I thought it could be a component, but data reaction. Sorry, data dash reaction.
No, that's my brain blanking. That's not your fault.
It's fair.
Typing
Writing
data attribute is ugh. All right.
And that'll equal whatever reaction we have, right?
Okay, cool. So that's reaction. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, cool. And then I have it where I'm just setting an inline style.
I've got 2 reactions here. Just give me one. Let's current reaction. Not the best, but it's clearer.
That's fine.
Right.
We'll refactor after the show.
Yeah, I was already getting confused. It's like, oh no, okay, so that's better now. Cool.
Perfect. And then I have an inline style for the rotation. So this is where we're going to set. So on the LI, just like a style.
Cool.
And that's going to set the dash dash rotate, that CSS
Right.
variable, to the rotation.
Cool. All right, nice. So that
I
was
think,
this. Did I break something? Yeah, so this is going to be set here. Cool. Rotation is
yeah.
not defined.
So
Oh,
that's what I called it. So that'll be I guess we have to come and do that, right? So I have it where I just have like a global rotation variable
mm-hmm.
that I start at 0, and I'm setting that. So
Cool. So some state, you think? Or should that
state
be
would be
more of a
state.
ref?
That's a good question.
We can
State's
do
fine.
state for now. Yeah.
Yeah, we can always change that.
Rotation or rotate ROTATION.
Yep.
Cool.
And this is sort of like the global rotation, right? So like it's what we're going to keep setting as the wheel spins, and then it'll like modulus the value, the actual degrees of the wheel to like stop it at that point.
Got it. So make it up to like 5,000, but by the end, it'll always be within 0 and 360.
360.
Cool.
Yep, that's right. Cool. Yeah, and then your style, let's see. So you have rotation.
Yep. Rotation.
Perfect.
Ah,
So
look at
yeah,
that.
it's
They're all there.
doing what it needs to
What
do.
should that default to? 0?
Yep.
Cool. All right,
Yeah, that's
nice.
perfect. Cool. Let's see. So you have rotation. We have to add degrees to the rotation on line 19. So you'll want to
okay, so times 1 degree, or
you have to add a string, so plus
got it.
degree, DEG, or template literal, however you want to do it. Cool.
Awesome.
So we have that. So we're going to be, okay. So this is where we're going to add our index. So I think there's a couple things we might want to add before we start rotating all this stuff. So let's get the rest of the module done, the component done. We can come back to that.
Cool.
So after figure, we're going to add a div for the ticker,
Cool.
the class ticker. Yeah, perfect. Nothing inside it.
Cool.
Does it show up? Where are you?
Not. Did we name it right over here? Yeah, ticker, background. Does it have a color?
Okay. Yeah, so I have a linear gradient that's being added to the button and ticker. If you go back to my code pen, you can just grab that.
Is it
just scroll up.
line,
it's
or?
in this
Oh,
the CSS. It. Yeah, so go up a little bit more. It's in the spinner. There you go, or deal wheel. So line 20.
This?
Yep. So it's, yeah. So what I'm doing here is setting the HS value. So, or setting the hue and saturation values.
Got it. Okay. And then LG stop is the stop for the gradient?
Correct. Yeah.
Got it. Cool.
And then, yeah, just controlling the lightness in line there. There you go.
Very cool.
Cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, and that'll be applied to the button too when we add the button. So that's
awesome.
Why that's all pulled out. Cool. Let's go back to the, where are we at? Yep. Yep. And then add a button after ticker.
Cool.
And that'll have, what was it? Button spin. I'll be on that.
That?
And spin that wheel. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Oh, and then
add some text in there. Yeah.
I thought you were shouting at me to spin. I'm like, Ryan, that's not.
Spin that.
That's not
wheel.
how you get what you want. All right, you don't yell at me.
Make it happen.
Cool.
All right. So we got all of the HTML. That's good. Or the JSX rather.
Yeah.
Let's add, what can we do here? So
but I assume we're going to be doing some on clicks and some like on animation and like those kinds of event listeners and things, right?
Yep. Yeah, the button's going to have an on click.
Cool. And
then the I guess the entire thing. So
let's do this real quick. If you want to start to build that out, or
yeah, that's great. Let's see what we got. Where are ye? Cool. So I have it. So every time you click the button, it resets the reaction.
Okay. So
like
set reaction. Oh wait, we don't have that yet. Wait, where's our reaction coming from? I thought current reaction. That's
current reaction.
I forgot. Current
So
reaction
set current
to
reaction to resting.
cool.
Right. So I know it defaults to that. So I have it where I check first. It's up to you if you want to do that. I think it's
No,
fine if we just
this
set it
is
again.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And then I'm disabling the button. So I don't know if we want to add a ref for the button or if we just want to do it with an event.
We can do that. So ref equals button ref, and then we need
It's
to
fine.
use ref, and then we'll pop this. I'll pop it here. Const button ref equals use ref. Cool. And then would that be button ref dot current dot disabled equals true?
I think so. Yeah. Let's find out. Yeah, so we'll disable the button so you can't just sit there and like spin over and over.
Let's see if that breaks.
And then
didn't break, but is it up? And it's disabled or something.
There you go. It's getting your little spinny on the arrow too. If you look,
the spinny on
so
the arrow thing is interesting.
Yeah, so we're changing the cursor.
Rotation's not defined. Why isn't rotation defined? That might be old.
Okay,
cool. I think we're good.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, cool. So that's working. So at this point, I guess, do we want to, let's see. So we disable the button. Oh, at this point, so I have a function. Let's create a function above handle button click. And cool. I call it spinertia, but you could call it spin force. Or
solid. No, no, we are not calling it anything but spinertia. That's fantastic. So that's a function or a variable?
That's a function, yeah. So that could just be an arrow function.
Cool.
Yep, empty. And then inside here, so this is just like, I just gripped this from MDN, I'm not gonna lie. But we're just gonna check for a random value. Yeah, let's do that. That'll be easier.
Yeah, just drop that on me.
Let's see if I could do this without screwing it up.
Yeah, because that was one thing that you were saying to me is that, like, you know, you're doing circle math, but you're not a circle mathematician, so to speak.
Oh, I'm not any kind of mathematician.
Yeah, and yeah, I'll do that. So that's totally fine, and I don't want us to sit here and pretend like we know more than we do, right? Like, if you're not going to MDN and Stack Overflow and CSS tricks and getting half of your code, I don't. You're Anna Tudor because you're out there just making like the newest, most amazing stuff to me. So
she's incredible, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If anybody wants to teach me some math, I'm open for it.
Yes.
So don't criticize it just yet. Yeah, so we got the spinertia. So let's go back into our button click.
Cool.
And this is where we're going to set our current rotation. So set current rotation will be a math random. So it'll just be set current rotation, I believe.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I think it's a state,
Thank you. Thank you so much. Set current rotation. All right, so it's a math.random.
It says reaction. You need rotation. Set current rotation.
Cool. Thank you, man.
Or set rotation, right.
Pair programming. Perfect. Much better. Cool. All right. Math.random.
We're in the thick of it now.
Times something?
Multiplied by 360.
Cool.
Right, so this will get us our random number between that and 360, and then we'll add spinertia. So plus.
Inside here, plus?
Yep, and then spinertia, we'll call that. And like this is where we can pass whatever we want. So I have 2,000 comma 5,000.
Okay.
So this is just like making it so it can be like relatively fast or like super fast.
Nice.
So cool. Okay, so that looks good. Why is it underlined? Oh, just probably
it's not a word. I have a spell check thing. So for some reason they don't know what that word is. I don't know why. That's weird.
Put it in the dictionaries.
Yeah, right.
All right, cool. All right, so let's see what we got. So I have it where the prize nodes, so the prize elements, the LIs, when it stops, when the wheel stops, it adds a selected class. And then when the wheel spins, it removes it within that button click, right? Okay. So maybe there's a better React-y way to do that?
Yeah, so let's use state. And because it's basically, so we can break it into like an index, right? Because we've got an array of prizes coming in. And so? Can we just base it off of the index? And so like selected prize is equal to that
Yeah,
array with that index. Cool. All right.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think that
I'm
would
just
be
making
fine.
sure I understand the spinning logic well enough. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
const.
a lot of
Yeah.
brain power, at least for
Uh,
me. Cool.
uh,
Set that, I guess, to 0 for now, to null. That's
oh
fine.
yeah. No,
That makes
0 does make more sense because, or no,
null makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, because there shouldn't be a selected prize when you start. All right. So now, what were we doing with that? We were. I'm
Cool. So
blanking.
we're gonna
Oh, okay. So
trigger.
we're gonna do like a selected, like true or false kind of thing.
Well, I have it where it's in the class name, so I'm
Okay,
just
cool.
checking, but we can change it too.
No, this
Oh yeah,
is
perfect. Yeah, do that.
yeah. Oh,
You
just
got
need
it.
to learn how to type. Cool. And then we can do selected prize is equal to I
Hmm.
question mark, and then we spit out selected.
Hmm.
Or I guess we can just do and. We don't need to do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do the question mark just for
I
safety. Sometimes
I always do. Yeah.
yes, sometimes you get false out of it, and it's just not what you wanted. So,
Yep.
all right, defaulting to that. Cool.
Cool.
So
Cool. Cool.
yeah,
Cool. Okay. So what we're gonna do inside the button click is just set that to null, I guess. So when it's spinning, we don't want a selected class being applied, right?
cool. So set um, selected prize to null.
Hmm.
Cool.
Yeah,
That
that
makes
sounds
sense to
good.
me.
We'll find out. And then let's see. So then the wheel itself, I'm giving it a spin class,
Okay.
pun
The
intended.
deal wheel or the spinner? No, the
The
deal wheel.
the actual component, yeah.
Cool.
So that'll be so when you click, it'll add a is spinning, is dash spinning.
Okay. Yeah. Do we want to do that? That sounds like another bit of state. We can just we can do an is
It'll
spinning.
be
That's totally fine.
yeah, it'll be state, I guess. So when you click, add is spinning, and then I
Yeah.
have it where on the transition end, excuse me, it's gonna listen to that event and then remove that class. So then we can set spinning to false.
Cool. So so set spinning true here, right?
Hmm.
And we'll start with false. Spinning is going to determine whether or not is spinning like that.
Hmm.
Cool. What did I break? Oh, you can't do two colons because that's not where that goes. A spin class. Adam. Adam in the chat. A spin class. Ha
Got
ha
him.
ha ha ha. It's very nice. Very nice. Cool. All
Cool.
right.
All right.
So set spinning true. And then that will get that. All right. Let's see if we can make a thing.
Let's see if it
Hey, I
spins.
think changed. That changed. That was over there
Change.
before. So things are different.
All right. Okay, so
Cool.
that's doing something. Let's see. Make sure I got this right too. Spinning. Yep. Yeah, it should be on the deal wheel. So
Yep. And it's going to a random spot. So that's not on setting. So that seems like it's working so far. So cool.
yeah, it's just not getting the duration, I guess. Why not?
Yeah,
Let's keep building out
yeah.
our
Let's just keep rolling
handle
with it.
click and see what happens.
Soul Cycle. Chinook came in with Soul Cycle for that pun. That is super good. Well done. I'm so glad we got
that
there.
that wins.
Bravo, chat. Bravo.
Cool. Okay. Let's what do we got? We're gonna add a spin class, spin cycle, and then spinner. We're
can't,
gonna
can't laugh without saying that now. Okay, so is
so now
spinning. Yeah.
so on the spinner itself, I'm setting the CSS variable rotate. So I
Okay,
guess
cool.
we probably want to do a ref on this.
Okay, cool. Ref
Guess that would make
equals
sense, right? Spinner ref.
ref. Oh, Cool. Do we? Yeah, we have a ref here. Awesome.
Great. Cool. Now back in the handle button click. Let's see. We're gonna do spinner of current and then style dot set property.
Like that.
Yep. And that'll be call it. Yep. Cool. And then quotes dash dash rotate. And then we're gonna set that to comma after the quotes.
Cool.
And then set that to rotation. Right? Is that what we called it? Yeah.
Yes. Do we want to do this on? Does it make sense? Let's just go with this because I might be.
Yeah, I'm sure there's better ways to do it, but
just because we're doing the rotation like this in line, I was just wondering the difference.
Well, yes, sorry, that's a little confusing. So like, because CSS variables are scoped to their block, I just have rotate being used twice. So the first rotate, like the outer one that's being on spinner, that's for the spinner. And then the rotate that's being used on the slice is going to rotate the slices around.
Got it. Okay, cool. Cool.
So we can try to figure that out maybe if we want to just try to get the slices rotating around. So
either way,
how did I do that? Yeah, let's try to do that. Let's see what that looks like. So insert a JSON HTML. Oh, okay. So let's add actually, you know what? I'm gonna lose my focus. Let's just stay on this and finish this out.
Don't listen to me.
Yeah. So okay, we're back in here. So when it starts rotating, the ticker, I don't want that to trigger at first. And like, this is where a lot of this like crazy ticker logic comes in. I found an article on CSS tricks. I can share that with you too. It's an old one, but because my circle maths is not so great, I wasn't really sure like how to listen for that. Like, how do I actually, like I started off thinking about like, do I use like the bounding rectangle and try to find it that way? And obviously that's not ideal. So by what this is doing is actually getting the matrix. It explains it in the article, but like you get computed style, right, from the element. So it'll get all the styles, and then like I'm getting the transform from it, which returns the matrix, and then we want to get the rotation. So it's like math, crazy stuff. So a lot of this stuff is copy pasta for me, right?
Totally fine.
I did a little bit of updating and just like copy paste this. Like I made it work for my needs. So anyway,
that's great.
Let's finish the button click. So when we get to the ticker is where we're going to handle like the tick, 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 right? So to start it off, we want to turn off the animation. And the way I'm doing that is by setting ticker dot style dot animation. I guess we need a ticker ref here.
Yeah, good call. All right, so the ticker is here. Ref equals ticker ref.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so we can go ticker ref equals use ref. Cool. And then ticker ref dot current dot
style. Sorry. Yeah, that's right. Current dot style dot animation equals none. In quotes, none.
Interesting. Cool.
Cool. So yeah, so because like the way I have it, and there's a better way to do this, but the way I have it is when it starts spinning is going to set the animation on the ticker, right? But we don't want that running every time, like running at the beginning. We want it to run once it hits one of the prize,
like rod
prize slices. Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right. So that's all I have for, and then run ticker animation is something we're going to call inside here.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to define that. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, last but not least, we call that animation. Cool. And then if you want to just go to my code pen, if you look at the line 104 of the JavaScript, I can try to talk through this a little bit. But this is where
the math stuff. So we've got what you said, we're grabbing the styles, and then we're splitting them, parentheses, like kind of like it describes here, going through these values. Yeah, so chat, if you are very interested in this part of it, the article we just dropped in is going to explain where this matrix stuff and
Yep.
why it's so rad and math joke for you. Huh? Yeah, so we can just go ahead and copy paste this because
Yeah.
I don't think
We don't
we
want to get.
totally grasp it. So for us to sit here and teach people how to do this might be a little silly.
Yeah. Essentially, I had to modify it a little bit, but it's
Mhm.
finding the angle, it's finding the size of the slice, and then it's only ticking when it hits either side of it. That's it.
That's super cool though. That is awesome.
Took a
Yeah,
long
because
time to figure out. So
yeah, yeah, if you gave me that in an interview, like figure that out, I'm walking out. I don't know. I have no idea how I would solve for that. So the fact that you figured it out, looking through articles and stuff, kudos
yeah,
because I would have no idea.
it's the hardest part of development, right? Learning how to Google.
Yeah, seriously,
Um,
that's awesome. Cool. All right,
cool. So
run
we
ticker
got that
animation.
going.
What do we need to modify here though? Is the only thing. So spinner
Yeah.
styles.
Spinner styles, that's where we're grabbing the get computed style off window. How do we
Yes,
do
but we're
that in
not
React?
we're not doing that.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
do we want to set that as a variable?
Yeah, let's do that. So that's going to be a variable up top there.
Cool. Is that going to be changing? So should that be state
It
or
will not be changing. No,
should
it's
it
just
be
a
a?
const.
All right, cool.
Just a Yeah, we're not going to be changing that at all.
All right, and
So spinner styles, yep,
cool.
equals, and I'm just using window.get computed style.
Okay. So we'll have to put that inside of a use blanket on it. What's the one that we're gonna need because window is not going to be available in SSR? Use
Yeah,
effect.
right,
There we
right,
go.
right. Yep, got it.
Cool. All right. So I don't need all that. But did it import for me at least? It didn't. It didn't do anything for me. I was hoping that little snippet would at least do the import. It didn't. We're just going to gut this. And spinner styles. I don't think we need to call it again. So spinner styles equals window dot window dot.
Get computed style.
Cool.
Yeah, compute. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then that's going to be the spinner dot current, I guess, right? So we have spinner ref. Where is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
It's annoying
yeah,
that
because
there's
I'll
not
get
a
the element.
React way to do this.
There might be, and I'm just
I
blanking
don't.
on it.
I know. I looked around, or at least I couldn't find it. So it's not you.
Yeah, if anybody
It's
knows.
it's not dead simple at least. Like there's a way. It's just not like a quick like property on there. All right. So spinner styles.
Cool. So do we have access to those spinner styles? Is it going to be able to find that in there?
We should.
Calling the constant side that. Like, do we want to have let spinner styles and then set it?
Yep. That's what I was just thinking.
Awesome.
Yes, like
Cool.
that, right? Cool.
Yep.
Should be good. All
Awesome.
right.
Okay.
Anything
Blah,
else that
blah,
we
blah,
need
blah.
to ticker dot style that animation? So that needs to be ticker ref, right? Ticker
Correct.
current.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Got
we're
it.
copying and pasting this from a JavaScript, from like a vanilla JavaScript thing. So current slice equals slice. What's that part?
Yep. We're going to have to add that. So current slice, I just have it as like I have let current slice equals 0, right? So we're just going to define, we can define a state for that.
Do we have that up here yet? No.
We don't, no.
Cool. So current.
And you could say current prize. I just like slice,
Oh,
just like the pizza pie
let's do
slice.
slice because we already have selected prize.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
it's already getting a
Gets a little
little bit.
confusing.
Yeah. Current slice, is this a number?
0. Yep.
Okay, so cool.
Yep. So we're going to start at 0. And then basically what we're doing in here, we're checking to see if the current slice equals slice defined above, right? Or sorry, checking if it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then it's going to run the animation again. So this fun little thing is basically turning the animation off. So kind of what we did in the button click. It's going to turn the animation off by setting this inline style. Then with the set timeout, like a super quick set timeout, we're going to set it to null to remove the inline style, and then it runs the animation again. So it's like
Awesome.
every time it hits, it should run. So current slice is going to be, I think that's it.
Price slice is
Oh,
another thing we need to. So angle is there,
ah,
rad is there, price slice is one thing we need to figure out. That sounds like it's going to be some state too. Is that the selected prize?
price slice is that the actual size of the prize. So the degrees, right? So I have it where it's just price slice equals 360 divided by the amount of prizes. So the length.
Okay. Excuse me. So that sounds like a const, right? Like that's not going to change beyond the first.
No, that's not going to change.
So prize slice equal
It'll be yeah, price slice
360
equals,
divided by the length of the slice items.
correct. Yeah.
It's confusing because Prismic we call our like component sections slices. So we've got
Uh-huh.
slice here, and then we've got the slice here, but it's all good. So
I'm
360 divided
sweating.
by slice dot items dot length. So that's the number of prizes that someone could possibly win, correct?
Yep, that's it.
Awesome.
Cool.
So
So, and that'll get the actual like degrees of each slice, right? So if you had 3 slices, it would be bigger. Eight
cool,
slices, it gets smaller.
cool. All right.
Cool. So we got price slice in there now. Cool. So that works. And then we just wanted to say on line 60, we need a ticker enum. Yeah, we need to just set that to nothing. I just have let ticker enum.
Okay. That doesn't need to be a ref or anything.
It could be a state or a ref. I mean, that's just I have that so you can cancel the request animation frame.
Oh,
So we'll
okay,
be
cool,
canceling
cool.
that in the transition end, so we don't have like the ticker running.
Sounds good. What did I break? Unexpected token export GSAP. What? Oh boy. What did I do? All right. Did putting ticker on him really just bust that? What? Let
Where did you
ticker
add
anim.
it?
I added it there, not in any use effect or anything. Let's move that back
Let's
up.
use that. If you scroll down.
I don't see any like red. That like we're not even using GSAP in this. Is ticker anim used somewhere else? I'm gonna comment it out real quick and just see what.
I think GSAP has it could be possible if you're using GSAP on this page, maybe someone used ticker enum already. I don't know if well, I
No,
guess it should be
I'm gonna
scoped,
just
right?
back up a
Shouldn't matter.
little bit until I can get this. So saving it there. Okay. I'm going to for now comment out where are we using GSAP? We're using GSAP in. No, we're not using GSAP in any of these components. GSAP. I think it's just in here for if and when someone needs it. Yeah. Wait. Oh, look at that. That's funny. The autocomplete helped me out a lot. Thanks,
There you
autocomplete.
go. Yep. Okay, cool.
That
Well,
makes
let's not
some
import that.
sense. Okay.
And to be fair, GSAP probably would have made the wheel a little bit easier. GSAP
Yeah.
has a lot of this stuff like built in, but this is sort of a
Cassie
plain
Evans is
vanilla
watching
way of
right
doing it.
now, going, "What?
Just rolling
Why?"
our eyes. GSAP's so great though.
Yeah,
So
it really is. Hey, Cassie, if you want to hook us up with any like GSAP swag,
little
we can keep saying this.
club.
Solid wink. It was good. All right. I've got ticker random. We've got it here now. Not const though. Yeah, it's let. Cool. Let ticker
Yep.
random. Where else are we using that? Ticker random. Ticker random. Nope. Those are the full. Cool. Looks good. All right.
Cool. Okay. So if we click that button, what happens?
It moves it
Nothing.
a little bit,
I
but
wonder
that's
why
about
it's
it.
not rotating
Um,
it. Let's go back to the,
validate DOM string cannot. No, that's fine. That's just add
is that
something
old
else.
stuff?
Yeah. Did you mean tab index? Invalid tab time property. That's fine.
Yeah,
These are
that's
just
not.
warnings. Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
what we're looking at. All right.
Cool. Let's try to get the prizes on the wheel, I guess.
Sounds good.
I don't know if we're starting to run out of time here.
Yeah, we got about 10 minutes left, so let's
Okay.
get.
Let's see if we can space the prizes out.
Sounds
So
good.
go back to where the prizes are. Okay. Yeah, you had it. Yeah, slices items map. Cool. And then we just want to, let's see, style rotate is going to be, I think I might have gotten this a little confused
It's all good.
because, yeah, there's like one more thing. So with the way it works, there's a little bit of an offset to get the middle of the prize. So it kind of divides the prize slice size in half. So can we set that if you go back up to your all your
Up here.
variables up top? Yeah,
Cool.
cool. So it's just gonna be a const prize offset. And like I'm just doing a math floor. And that's 180 divided by slice dot items dot length. I think that's the way that works, right? Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Cool. So that should get the offset that we want. So now back in the map for the prizes.
One thing I'm just like confused why this is not getting picked up as like being used, but that's fine. Prize offset. Cool. So the map for the prizes right here. Awesome. Surprise
Cool.
offset.
So why don't we let's see how I have it. So I'm actually doing like a setting a rotation inside here. So if we can like add your curly braces and return the template, the JSX. So if we can return the LI.
Oh yeah, yeah. Return. Oh, so
So instead of
got
doing
it.
like yeah,
Cool. And
exactly. And
then
then we'll want the braces.
Yelp. Good call.
Open that block up.
Cool.
Cool. And then we're going to say const rotation equals, what is that prize offset? Oh,
I
cool.
just put
Const
that there.
rotation equals, it'll be parentheses. Here's the way I did it. So parentheses and then parentheses again. And then I have prize slice, but that's just the length. Is that what we called it? Prize slice? To get the size of the prize, right?
Prize slice. Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Size of prize.
Cool.
And then we're gonna multiply that by the index. And then outside of those parentheses, we'll multiply that by -1. And then we'll subtract, outside of that parentheses, we'll subtract the prize offset. And what this is doing is setting there we go, great. So it sets the
Whoa.
rotation value and then it moves it, because I don't want it to rotate up, I wanted it to rotate down, so that's why it's doing it.
That's super cool.
So
That came
now
out
if you
great.
spin the wheel, what happens?
I think it's. I mean,
Anything?
so it's still. So
It's still
we're
stuck.
still stuck in this thing where run ticker animation doesn't see like this doesn't seem to be animating slowly. It's animating, but it's not like or it's just getting there immediately. It's not animating, I
Let's
swear.
maybe we can inspect that, just the prize, and see what it's doing there, or the spinner actually we want to look at.
Spinner. Cool.
So transform,
Here, I'll make
rotate.
it
It should
bigger.
be.
Oh, did I make everything bigger? No, we're good.
You got it. You're good. So spinner should have is spinning. Is spinning being added to the deal wheel? So if you click that,
And then try it again. Yep. Spinning was
ah,
added.
like
And then
super quick, and
rotate.
then taken away, and then
Uh,
rotate 0. Okay, so we need to get. Why is it getting rotate 0?
I mean, is spinning is still on there. I'm not sure. Yeah, rotate 0. Let's look at that. Why is rotation coming in as 0? So rotate, that's here, right? Or is that on spinner? Style rotate
Or it
on
should be on.
spinner.
The spinner, yeah. So let's
Spinner.
see. So spinner.
Okay, so we're doing that with the ref thing. So spinner
Yeah,
ref,
so
current,
we should be
rotation.
setting the rotate. Yeah, line 42, current style, set property rotate equals rotation.
So set rotation. So this is why I thought we might need to have rotation as a ref because it's getting set
Yep.
here, but we're still scoped in, right? That's,
Yeah, and
I
it might
think that's
actually be
what's happening.
setting, I think it's setting the state after it adds it here, right? I think the state gets, it's like another
Yeah. So
reflow or
if
whatever.
we do, let's do, I'll just do it here, rotation dot current equals, and then rotation dot current. Are we using rotation anywhere else? I don't think so.
I think
Not
we
in that
are.
way. That's
Oh, yeah, sorry, that gets a little confusing. We
that's
might
okay.
want to call that something else. Maybe a rot
Yeah, that's
rotate.
all right. And then I need to change this up here to a use ref.
Mhm.
We can just do const rotation. Let's see if that does it by chance. Cannot read property split of undefined. Now it's busting there. Const a split of undefined. Const b.
Spinner styles. If you reload the page, do you get it?
Maybe. No. Oh, here we go. Handle button click. Current slice is read only.
Oh, yeah, set that to a let. Oh, we want to do set current slice right there.
Yeah, good call. Cool.
And that'll be slice. Yep.
All right, we're getting there. We're getting there, chat. Thanks for hanging with. All right, we're getting another one. All good. Ticker. Let's see.
Ticker is not defined, so that'll be ticker dot current.
Where is that happening? 64. Ah, here we go.
Yeah, 60.
Ticker.
Yep.
Ticker ref dot current.
Ticker ref
Cool.
dot current. Yeah. Oh, it's so close.
Yeah. We're getting there. All right, so it's spun, but it still didn't animate slow. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Inspect this. Whoa, that's okay. Ticker's doing something.
Yeah, because we have to cancel that in the transition end. So we haven't done that yet. So, okay, so it is spinning if you looked at it again. Or no,
So
that's just you.
we're
Sorry,
getting a
that's just
good
you
rotate.
hovering.
we're getting a rotate value now. Deal wheel, spinner. So we're getting that rotate value. Is spinning. Okay. So we're getting closer, right?
Spinning. Yep. So do we have is spinning? It looks like we don't have the animation being applied. So if we go back to our SAS, let's scroll down to, yeah, so we need that to be happening and that's not happening. Why is that not happening?
Does that happen? Where does that happen? So figure. So deal wheel is spinning. Yeah. Oh, because we need and because we are inside deal wheel already.
Ah, yeah.
That's why. I'm hoping. We'll see what else is like that. Is spinning. Is there anything else? Because this is all now scoped to deal wheel. Anything else like that? Button spin focus. Is spinning. Prize selected? No, I think
That should be fine.
Right? All right, so that should have done it. That should have.
Yeah.
That went 2 steps. Huh.
If you inspect it, is the animation being applied to it?
Is it an inline animation or is it over here?
No, it should be on spinner. So if you do spinner transition, I don't see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the transition. Sorry, I said animation. Yeah, it's not getting that, huh? Oh, React, the world of React.
Yeah, shoot. Okay. Do you want to build up the conic gradient and
Yeah, if we have time, we can try to go through that real quick.
yeah, let's do that.
And at least it can look nice,
Yeah.
if not spinning. Cool. Yeah, so
Let's
let's
see, is
see.
chat just checking to
They
see if
lighten up.
chat is helping out. Hey Tanner, good to see you. Sorry we've been focused here. El Suxo, thank you for coming through. Yeah, if chat has any idea here why that wouldn't be spinning. All right, let's just keep rolling then.
Cool. So let's see. So we have or I'm setting an attribute on the spinner itself, and that's how I'm building out the conic gradient.
Cool.
So that's just like an inline style.
Cool. And is that a what's the
And that'll be
property?
background colon conic gradient. Yeah, dash gradient. Yep. And then that's yep, you got it. And then we're gonna so when we make these gradients, it's gonna kind of start from the top. So the conic gradient starts from the top and goes around, right? So we're gonna want to pull it back so it actually lines up properly with all
Oh.
the slices, right? So yeah, there's a little magic going on here to make this work. So we're gonna say from negative 90 degrees.
So from
Negative 90 deg,
cool.
comma. And then we're gonna call prizes and map over that, or slice, what is it? So dollar sign, yeah. And then slices,
Oh wait, so the actual thing we're
slice
getting from
dot
the
items.
CMS, right?
Yeah, slice dot items, I guess, right?
Yep.
Yep. And then map. And then we're just gonna pull the color off and get the index as well. So yeah. We'll open that guy up. And then this is just going to return. So you could do tick marks. So we'll do a template literal here. Yeah, and inside that, we're going to return. So dollar sign braces,
like?
that'll be color.
Okay. It's just not liking something, and I'm not sure what. We'll figure it out. So
You
color,
could get rid of those. Get rid of, no, it shouldn't matter. Maybe I was wondering if the return, the parentheses were throwing it off.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. So
Yeah,
what's
so that'll be color inside there. Then break out of there. You're gonna do 0. So the color is going to start at 0, and then the second part is dollar sign braces again. And we're going to do in parentheses, we'll do 100 divided by slice items length. Right, so that'll get us our percentage, and and then outside the parentheses, we'll multiply that by in parentheses prizes slice dot items dot length minus
cool.
1. You got it. Yeah. Right.
All good.
Cool.
Yeah.
And
so
then
screw the format background. Let's just put that in quotes for no reason. Conic gradient. The quote thing there.
So see when you're I wonder when you're mapping if you just want to get rid of those parentheses, like just have it like be in line with the arrow.
Is that it? No. Is this it?
Oh yeah, there you
There
go.
it is. And then we need.
And that goes away. That brace.
Nope. This brace goes away?
I believe so.
Okay. Hopefully that's. But now it's broken down there. Nope. That's definitely. That's.
Maybe put it back.
Shoot. All right. So this dollar sign has to end somewhere. Where's that ending? It's ending after this map. That map has a template literal inside it. God, this gets so confusing. So now it's breaking down here. This style object is there. It has to be those closing things. Dollar sign. So let's get another one in here. There we go. Ha. Oh man.
Nice work.
All right. Slice items length. Sorry about that. I just wanted to get that fixed so we can make sure we're doing it well.
For sure, yeah. Cool. So that should the slice length minus I minus the index on line
Minus
81. Yeah.
okay, cool. And real quick, Angelo, my coworker and friend, says, does dash dash rotate need to have degrees at the end on the is spinning div?
Yes, that could be it.
Where is that? Where's the is spinning div? Can't find it with my eyes.
Is spinning.
We're on
So
it.
let's
Okay.
see.
Is spinning.
And then where we set the, if you go up, sorry, if you scroll back up to the button click.
To the handle button click,
Handle button click, yeah. Let's see, so rotation dot current, and maybe plus degrees. DEG, yeah.
Let's just refresh to be sure. It's a good thought. Let's see what it's yelling at me for now. Split. Yeah, something wonky about how we're doing this.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish up where we were with this. Sorry to jump around. I just wanted to. I just saw it.
Yeah, no worries.
Knows his stuff.
That was a good call out. That's fair. So where were we? At the conic gradient on.
Conic
gradient. There you go. Yeah. Cool. So we're going to map through that, and then I have it where I reverse it because I want to reverse the colors to go with the prizes that are now in reverse, right? So after the map, yeah, you got it.
Cool. Is that after the map? Can't tell which parenthesis ends where anymore. No, I think
no, it's
here.
83, I think. Yeah.
There we go. Cool.
So let's see, are we getting anything on there?
Not that
we
I can
inspect
tell.
that. Inspect the spinner. If we get some colors, I'd be really excited.
Yeah, me too. Spinner style rotate. It's still why isn't it getting? It's right there. Is it that we're clearing it out when we do?
We're clearing it out, yeah. So what are we doing? Why are we clearing out the spinner?
Spinner ref.
Interesting. So I wonder if in React it just replaces the style, the inline style right there. Maybe that's what's happening.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that's.
If you
let's just do like let's do like a background red or something, or border. Yep, so this is working. It's not okay, so it's something in here.
Okay, it's not that. Yeah.
Where we're.
Let's see what I got here.
Background is this string, and the string's just breaking for some reason. Slice.items.map. Let's just go background equals red. Okay, so that's working. So something's happening in here. Is this syntax correct? Did I screw this up like a big old goof?
That looks good. That looks good. And then comma, prizes, slice items. We're going to map through that. Get the color, get the index. Then we're going to output color 0. 100 divided by slice items times slice items. Oh, percentage. You need a percentage after.
Nice.
So on line 83.
So
inside it, yeah.
There.
That should be.
Yes.
There you go.
I picked the ugliest colors in the world, but I picked colors, and we're seeing colors. All right, chat, can we get a little bit of this round of applause or just some emoji trains or something? I don't know. I think you need to close your kind of gradient parentheses. We're close. Yeah, it's just really close on that one. All right, so I'm looking through your code pen real quick for the colors. Where would those be?
It's in the top of the JS
Okay,
there.
cool. I'm gonna just grab that from there. HSL. I'm not sure how quickly I can copy that over, but you know what? I'm thinking. Let's just hop over to your code pen at this point, so that they can see
Sure.
the fantastic result, and we can kind of just dig into this code a little bit for the next like 5 minutes or so. We're a bit over time, but I really want to make sure that we give this awesome deal wheel the love it deserves. I know that you were going from um, JavaScript to React and having to do like a lot of mental stuff there. I should have made this a bit easier for you. So it's definitely on me that we did not get through all of it. You did an awesome job here. And is it cool if I drop this to the chat? This link?
Yeah, actually, let me. I'll
You
make
can make
it
it public.
public.
Cool.
Why not?
But
It's
this
ready.
it's
I'll send you the
so
public
good.
link here.
And really your partner I think if I refresh it after you make it public, yep, I've got it now.
Oh,
So
perfect.
they
Yeah.
forward you along. So chat, check out this deal wheel. We will work off camera to or I will or whatever, but we will work off camera to get this all up and running with the things that you come up with. I'll go back to chat, figure it out, so that it's ready for the site. But I think we should give it a spin. I see Christopher already said spin that wheel. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see what we got. So he's in his resting phase. Get this beautiful, like it even slows down nicely. The whole thing ticks. It gets the shocked reaction, no money down. Like he's not happy that we won that. That's awesome. It's so good. I just want to point out once again, Ryan figured out how to get it to tick at the edge of each little triangle or wedge or slice, right? Like let's watch that again.
Yeah, that's all that fun ticker
Bup,
math.
bup, 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 bup. Like that's look at that. Yeah, I would never know how to figure that out. And he dances with free DIY car wash. I didn't get that at first. Nicely done. Very nicely done.
Do it yourself.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Came out so good, Ryan. I want to try to get the
Yeah.
last we're gonna get a shocked again. I'm gonna open up if y'all look inside here. Ryan did kind of the same thing here, where we've got this SVG import, and it's kind of what we did in React, where we put Reaper over here in his own file. If you open that up, we've got this nice select that kind of toggles you through the different animations. So the laughing's great. Like you just did a great job. So this is all CSS animations, right?
Yeah, that's right. And to call out too, if you go back to the other tab, I'm pulling in the CSS. If you go into the settings, that's where the CSS is being pulled in. So like we have the HTML in the HTML,
Oh,
and then all of the Reaper animations is being pulled in.
cool.
Yeah, exactly. Do that.
That's
So
super
if you're looking
smart.
for the animations, it's with the Reaper.
That makes
They're
a lot
with
of
the
sense. It's with
with
the
the
Reaper.
Reaper now.
That sounds like a threat. Like if you're looking for me, you're looking for the
You're looking
Reaper.
for them?
Oh, poor Christopher. Christopher says she spun it and got eternal damnation, and he laughed at me. I mean, you spun the wheel, Christopher. You see what's on the wheel.
It's out of my hands.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you knew
The
what you
wheel
were
has
getting into.
spoken.
So good though. And one thing I did want to ugh, yawns. One thing I did want to point out was I really liked the way that you're doing this data attribute with the data reaction. We touched on that, but we didn't get to see like the payoff. But having this as its own like data attribute where, yeah, so where you're changing that just makes it so you're not like dealing with class or string manipulation within that. You're just swapping out that one value. It just feels a lot cleaner. So it's just a nice touch there.
Yeah, when I deal with state, I like to use stuff like that versus like a is active, is resting, that kind of stuff.
It makes a lot
I
of
think that gets
sense.
kind of kind of sloppy. So it's nice to break that out.
Yeah, when you got those different options for that one thing, that makes a lot of sense. So, Ryan, thank you so much. We will get it all set into our site, and I promise I'll fix the colors. My God, look at the difference between the colors that I picked off the fly and the ones that Ryan crafted. It's just it's bad. I'm sorry, but thank you
I had
so
a little
much
help.
to chat for being here. Let's go ahead and draw. Where is my? Nope. I'm trying to pull up the bot. Let's go ahead and draw for our giveaway. Let me find it. Here we go. So if you have not entered yet, this is the last time to do it. Go ahead and enter for the giveaway. It is a fantastic course. It is Bruno Simone's 3JS Journey. We've been giving this away every single week in May. We just have one more after this, so go ahead and do it. So 3JS Journey, there we go. Yes, so this is such a fantastic course. Bruno really, really knows his stuff. I actually, this is, I'll tell this quick story while I'm waiting for people to get in. But I interviewed Bruno and for a Prismic thing, and he was talking through and answering some questions about 3D stuff. And I'm like, and I'm like smiling and like trying to look smart on camera and all that. And he goes, and how many vertices are on a cube? And I go, huh? 9? And he goes, no. And I'm like, 6? And he's like, and I'm like, 8? So yeah, just on camera with Bruno, and he asked me how many points does a cube have, and I say 9. Like, I taught second grade. I'm an adult, and I completely just fanned on this like basic like how many sides does a triangle have kind of question. Just 9? I just completely fan. So good times, good times. Bruno still treating me like an adult. All right, I'm gonna close it up, and we're gonna pick a winner. Let's see who it is. And the rule is they still have to be here, just because tracking them down and going to find them is always doesn't always work out. So they have to be here. I want to make sure someone walks away with this. So without further ado, Darby, hey, congratulations. Wait. Did Darby, you didn't already win, right? I see you in here so often. I'm just making sure that you didn't already win this same prize. Sorry if that totally just undercut the win. Congratulations if you have not won this yet. I totally forget who won. Nope, you did not win this. This was someone else. I totally apologize. Darby, congratulations. Please hit me up on Twitter. Just slide to my DMs. I should never say that. DM me on Twitter, or if you don't have Twitter, you can do it right here on Twitch. There's the whisper command, but on both places I am Trost Codes. But Darby, congratulations. Oh, okay, perfect. I don't know why my brain. I think you're just here so often that I'm like, they've definitely won before. So congratulations. And Ryan, thank you so much. Is there anything that you want to plug, say? You want to say hi to mom or anything like that?
Nothing to plug. Hi, mom. She's
there
not
you
watching.
Go. What? You couldn't even get your mom to watch this?
Was
man?
she in the chats? Or?
I need viewers, Ryan. I told you, just tell your family. All right, whatever. But no, thank you, chat, for coming through. Really appreciate it. And come through next week, because this component will be built out by Darren Senef, who is fantastic. He was in chat a little bit earlier. He just does some phenomenal stuff. I can't wait to see what he's cooking up. We're going to be using the Share API. It's pretty much all I know. And it's going to be a fantastic site by the end here. We've got some great stuff cooking. So thank you again to Ryan, and thank you, chat, for being here. Let's find someone to raid. Please don't leave just yet. I think Colby might be streaming right now, so if we can find him, that would be fantastic. Colby's a really, really good friend, and he does some fantastic stuff on his channel. He's streaming right now. He's got a bunch of people over there. Let's go raid Colby. He's a fantastic guy. Let's go raid him. And thank you to everyone for being here. We're going to start this raid in just 10 seconds. So, yeah, this was a blast. Always fun. You'll DM on Twitter. Thank you. Can raid Colby. Yes, Christopher. Thank you for that. And thank you, Adam, for being here. Really appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. We're going to go and
Yeah.
raiding.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
And we're stopping stream.